Hi, I'm Kyren Wilson and this is my career in colour and emotion. Right, so age 18, turning pro for the first time. I think I've got to go new beginning, so still lake. Didn't last long. Turned pro at 18. Relegation from the tour at 19, so it's going to be a slightly different colour for this one. The Auburn Trees one. There's probably going to be a lot of this colour. It was very frustrating because Barry Hearn had just got in charge of snooker and it was starting to look very promising, and to kind of fall straight off was annoying. The ranking events, I'd always win like 2 or 3 matches, but wasn't quite enough to stay on, so a lot of frustration there. 4 years later, yeah, amazing memories. Probably one of my best ever achievements with kind of not only where my career was at, but where my life was at. We'd just had Finley in February. All of a sudden you've got a little baby, a new mouth to feed, and life becomes a lot more serious. So I'm going to use 2 colours for this one. So I'm going to go again with the Still Lake, the new beginning. I was starting again, and ever since 2015 my career has kind of gone in the upwards trajectory. So relief as well, because obviously it's your first ranking title, you're kind of trying everything to get there. Relief and new beginning for my career. Yeah, then 3 years later, 26. One of the biggest moments in my career, because obviously the Triple Crown, they kind of stand on their own, the World Championships, the Masters, the UK. Yeah, getting to that sort of, that showpiece final at Ali Pali, which is one of the best venues I believe that we play at, was an awesome achievement, but at the same time, I was heartbroken to lose that game. So I'm gonna go with, for this one, I'm gonna go with, again, Auburn Trees. So obviously a lot of frustration losing the match. But one memory that I have that will live forever really is in between the final sessions. I think it was Pizza Express up the road from Ali Pali. And we didn't have much time. It was me and Barry Stark, my coach. And in there was just loads of snooker fans because they'd nipped out for a bite to eat in between the game. And they see me go in, and the list to order food was so long. And they all put me in front and let me order literally before everyone in the restaurant. And as I was leaving, they were cheering for me and wishing me all the best. So I did feel a lot of love during that final, because I felt it during the evening session. I'm gonna go Hearts of Fire Love as well. He was expecting to be wined and dined. He didn't want a pizza, so I think he threw a paddy and had a margarita. By the way, I hate this picture. This is when I actually made a maximum at the Crucible, and I'm looking up to the balcony here, and as I've made the maximum, I knew that my mum and dad were in the balcony, so I'll give it, yeah, oh, they're not there. They'd nipped out for a beer at the wrong time. Yeah, 27. My brother was going through quite a difficult time, didn't kind of know where his life was going, and I said, right, you know, what better way to get you out of it than traveling with me to China the week after. Yeah, sort of ever since, I said, look, this is something we can make work. I enjoy your company. We have a bit of fun. And now he sort of manages my career and helps me sort of prepare as well as I can. So I think it's great to have family on board. I'm gonna go with passion, because I don't think it can get any more support than having your family on board. 2020, very strange playing snooker with no crowd, but I think that's what's so special about the game. There was no one in the audience, but you could kind of feel the tension that the game itself was creating with Anthony. And obviously growing up with him right throughout the junior ranks since we were probably 10, 11 years old. Not the best way to finish it, obviously on a fluked green, but the game itself overall, I think, was one of the best matches you'll ever see at the Crucible. So I'm gonna go with hint of ginger. I'm going to go optimistic, because obviously I'm about to challenge for my very first world titles. I'm going to add feeling blue in there as well. I felt like the game shouldn't have ended that way because it was such a good match. That obviously leads me on to the next one, which, yeah, he's playing, you know, the greatest of all time, Ronnie O'Sullivan, in the world final. And I think this played a massive part in sort of my performance in this one. I just got off to an awful start, and you know, Ronnie would have sensed that. He didn't particularly play brilliant, but he just did enough to kind of just, you know, put me in my place. I'm going to go with hint of ginger. I'm going to go optimistic, because although I lost the final, you know, I'd proved a lot of myself, and I feel like it's kind of led me to believe that I can do it at the Crucible. A lot of the reason to my success is having a good family background, having a lot of people that support me. Bailey was going through some real tricky times in and out of hospital, and Sophie, she actually had it was called a silent stroke at the time, just through the stress of what happened with Bailey. So yeah, touch wood. They're both on the up now, both doing really well. I'm going to go with love, because obviously I love my family. Auburn Trees frustration. So hard to go on a snooker table when you're on your own out there, and when your mind's not in it, it's a very lonely place. So, you know, I need the backing and support of my family. It wasn't the best of seasons, and I think I've kind of summed that up with what was going on off the table. But towards the end of the year, I started working with a solution hypnotherapist who I work with now, called Chris O'Connor. Unbelievable memories, unbelievable moment. By far, you know, probably the biggest life-changing moment, other than winning the Shanghai Masters in 2015. Incredible. And I remember looking up to the balcony and giving it the fist when I'd won, and my son Finley saying, "Come on, Dad." And when they both ran down, Finley whispered to me, well, he kind of shouted, saying, "Dad, you've done it, you're the world champion." So yeah, incredible memories and moments for me and my family. I'm going to go with happiness. I'm going to go full chill. Felt like a lot of pressure was taken off of my shoulders, and you know, I've gone on to do some really great things after winning the World Championship. Like I say, off the back of winning the World Championships, had a very successful season throughout 2024-25. And one of the highlights was obviously beating Judd Trump, world number one, beating him in sort of a nail-biting finish, 10-9. Was awesome. So I'm going to go with 2. I'm going to go with Secret Safari, because I felt a lot of energy during that final. I think it's great for the fans to see 2 top players compete in a very closely matched final. Cactus Blossom, happiness. Had a lot of support in the venue. And I've managed to keep every ounce of paint, oh my God, just about to say inside, but yeah, there we go. Find out more at johnstonstrade.com.